Okay, so
This meeting is being recorded.
So what I'll do is at the end, I'll go through the products again. And then this way, if you guys want to jump off because you've already heard it, you totally can. All right, so I'm going to show you how to make it. It's quick. It's so good. And then I'll show you what the finished product looks like. All right, so this is a date, right? I think everyone knows what a date looks like. It looks like a cockroach, and it has a big pit in the middle of it. So take your date, cut it down just till you hit the pit, right? You can't go through it because you're going to hit the pit, and open it up. Whether you are stuffing this with peanut butter or not, always do that before you eat a date. And the reason is, so many times I have opened up a date like this and it's covered in like black powder, which I think is mold or fungus or something. It doesn't happen often, but the fact that it's happened to me like 2 or 3 times already, I'll never bite into another date again. So just make sure that you cut it open, take out the pit, and then you eat it. Because honestly, I don't know what that black powder is. So open up your date. Take your peanut butter, almond butter, sun butter, whatever you want to choose. And I know Snickers doesn't have peanut butter in it, but between the peanut butter, the date, and the chocolate, you don't taste the peanut butter a lot. It kind of turns into like this caramel. So fill both sides. With your peanut butter. Then, again, peanuts, not something you're going to eat every day. Peanuts are inflammatory. Some people are bothered by them, so they don't eat them. Peanuts do not feed the virus. So you can eat these, just don't eat them all the time. This is a treat. This is something that we, this is our comfort food.
Why are they inflammatory?
They're legumes.
Correct.
Most people think it's because they're legumes that they're inflammatory, but it's not. The peanut, I think like 100 years ago, wasn't inflammatory. It was probably good for us because, it grew in a tree. It was all natural. But what we have done to cultivate the peanut to make it less resistant to bugs and droughts, and I'm going to mute somebody. I think we have some background noise. Got it. Okay. So over the years, it's kind of like corn. Corn was never, corn's a plant. Corn should be good for us. But what we see today is not the corn that God created. Like that was like this big, right? And like colorful. And now our corn is like this big and just yellow. And so that's the same thing that happened to the peanut.
Okay.
And they're having to ship it.
My background noise? Who's got their background noise on? I feel like everyone's muted. Oh, well. Okay. So after you get your peanut butter filled in your dates, then just chop up a couple peanuts and stick them in the middle like that and smush it back together. Once you have that, and then I kind of like to smush them in. Now, once you have that, then just take your chocolate. You can do 2 things. Like for the kids, I usually just cover this completely, right? But then sometimes I let it cool for a little bit, let this cool, and then I go back and I drizzle it. So you don't have to be fancy. You could be fancy if you want to. And then take a couple more peanuts and throw it on top. Let them slide off, let it cool for a little bit before you move it into the freezer. So I want to do one more. So these are medjool dates. Can you see that? Where am I? Okay. So these are medjool dates. These are big, they're plump, they're juicy. I use them in everything because they taste like caramel. They're super sweet. They're like eating candy. Sometimes when you buy dates, they're not medjool dates. They're, I don't know, regular conventional dates. And they're much, much smaller and they're tougher. They're going to be a lot harder to work with. Plus, if you get the pitted dates, they're going to be a little bit more dried out. Like if you get the pit in here, it's going to be a lot more moist and taste more like a caramel. So let's do one more. You cut it open. Always do this anyway, just so that you don't get any black fuzz or mold in there. Take out the big pit. It looks super gross. It's not. It only looks that way. Fill it with peanut butter. both sides. Watch how quick this happens. Take your chopped up peanuts, smush them in the middle. You guys see? Smush them in the middle. Take your chocolate. Now you can drizzle it over. You can coat the whole thing. Put a little bit more over there. I'm gonna leave that there. Get a couple more chopped up peanuts. Stick them on top. Now I'm gonna go put this in the refrigerator and I'm gonna pull out my done ones so that you can see them. Because I want to cut them over you to show you what the middle looks like. So good. Look at these things. Oh, I forgot the most important part. I forgot. Okay, so once you have your melted chocolate, take some sea salt and just sprinkle it on top. Let me get those because that's an important step. Hold on. Okay, take your sea salt. This is what like really elevates it. This, oh my God, it's so good. Don't forget your salt. And not too much, or whatever you want to do. Not too much though. All right, so when it comes to salt, you can use sea salt. My everyday salt is the Himalayan pink salt. It's just really what you like. The only thing that you want to stay away from is the table salt. That stuff, they remove all the minerals, they remove everything that's good for you, and they just leave the sodium. And that's why everyone's like, oh no, sodium too high. This stuff works with your body. You can eat this stuff. You can add it to your food. It's fine because whatever you don't need, your body's going to flush out. So don't be afraid of salt. All right, so these I did just a little while ago. What I'm gonna do is when we get off the Zoom, I'm gonna keep going and keep making a bunch of these and stick them in the freezer. And then I'm gonna get, I wanted to hit the dollar store today, but I didn't make it. Then I'm gonna get those cellophane bags and I'm gonna stick a couple in a bag and I'm gonna tie it around with a ribbon and I'm gonna send them to Catherine because I told her about these, Catherine Rose. And Janet, you want some? Because, okay, I'll stop by. Janet lives down the road from me. Otherwise, guys, I would ask all of you and I would drive them to you. They're that delicious. So I'm going to stick them in a bag. But wait, I want to show you the inside. Can you see? Yeah. Ugh. These haven't been in the freezer too long. They harden up really quickly. Look at that. This tastes exactly like a Snickers bar. Exactly. It's so good. It's so beautiful. And how long did that take me to make? That was like 2 minutes per thing. You just whip them up, you stick them in the freezer, and that's it. You're done. What I would do is make a whole bunch. Make a whole bunch and stick them in your freezer so that this way, when you're craving chocolate, when you're like, I just freaking need something, you have something to reach for. I was on the phone this morning. I gotta sit, I'm out of breath, doing absolutely nothing but standing. I was on the phone with a client this morning and she's like, Janine, when I'm hungry and there's food right in front of me, she goes, I'm gonna eat it because that's what I want. I'm like, I totally hear you. You have to, the first thing you have to do is stock your refrigerator and your pantry with your comfort foods so that when you're tired or drunk, let's face it, right? Or your tolerance is down for whatever reason, you're starving, you're going to reach for the first thing that you see and your brain is going to go, oh, fuck it, I'm starving. Oh, fuck it, I'm drunk. Or fuck it, this, right? And you're just going to eat and then you're going to pay the consequences. In order to avoid doing that, you want to make sure that you have like these really good decadent foods that are gluten-free, that are dairy-free, that don't feed the virus. So I wanted to show you what we're going to do next week. And I want to keep these quick because I want you to see that you don't have to do the whole thing. Like you don't have to spend hours in the kitchen. Most of the time you can't buy the stuff at the store because they have a whole bunch of shit in them. Like these chocolate chips that my husband buys. He gets them from Aldi and he drinks like a handful a night, which is fine. He can. They have crap in them. They have like this soy lecithin, which these have lecithin in them, but it's sunflower lecithin, much better. And it has like 3 ingredients, whereas the other ones have a whole paragraph of ingredients. So keep your comfort foods close by, in the freezer, in the pantry. Make sure you're fully stocked. That's what I wanted to say. So next week, I want to show you how to make cream, because being dairy-free, does anyone struggle with a good dairy-free, maybe creamer for the coffee, or just freaking cream that you want to eat? Anybody struggle? Raise your hand.
Yes.
Talk.
Yes.
No. Yes. Okay. All right. Because for the longest time, no, Martin, no. Okay, well, that's good. And if you want to unmute yourself and tell us what you use, that would be great. Because this isn't a pain in the ass. It's not, but it's not like you can just go to the store and buy it. So I want to show you what this looks like. This I use for coffee creamer. Look at the other camera. Can you guys all see that? I want to scoop it. Look how thick this is. Look at that. You turn the spoon upside down and it stays there. Unlike my pumpkin pie, you might have caught me dropping. There we go. It's so thick. This is my coffee creamer. This is the only non-dairy thing that actually lightens my coffee. Martin, do you drink coffee? Yeah, you can totally unmute yourself. This is boring when I can't talk to people. Talk to me. So if you drink coffee, what coffee creamer do you use?
Silk almond.
I drink coffee without milk, just black coffee.
Oh, you're one of those badass people who drinks black coffee. Okay, fine. That doesn't count at all. I'm not there yet. I'm not that badass. No, that's great. That's perfect. That's what you should be doing, because that's the best way to drink coffee. I'm just not able to do that. But are you dairy free in other ways?
I think so.
Good. Okay, perfect. So you would benefit from knowing how to make something like this, because next week we're going to make a peanut butter cheesecake that this is going to be the base. And then I'm also going to show you how to make the base and use it as like an Alfredo, like a cream sauce with like garlic and lemon. So you have this thick consistency that you can put either as a dessert or something decadent with dinner. Did anyone else have anything?
Is it like a cream cheese?
Yeah, actually, like, you know, the whipped Philadelphia cream cheese, that's the consistency.
I missed that.
Yeah, this is delicious.
Oh my
And
God.
this should last me at least a week, but it doesn't, because when I pull it out of the fridge to put it in my coffee, like I'll have like 3 scoops first in my mouth and then a little bit in coffee.
So Janine, this is Silvana. I haven't been drinking much coffee lately, but when I did last, I also drank it black, but before that I did drink it with cream. And when I did go dairy free with the cream, there's something you can buy it there. It's called nut pods. You can buy it. It's really good. It's creamer. It's non-dairy creamer. It's called nut pods. I can't remember what's in it.
They have
That's awesome. I'm gonna look that up. Thank you. Nut pods.
Nut pods. What are they called? What?
They have different flavors.
Yeah, they
they're
have
pretty
different. Yeah, there's like, what are the flavors here? I'm looking.
Because that's another thing that I like about doing this is like this one I made I call it hazelnut. I just added almond extract with the maple syrup. And then last week I just did vanilla extract with the maple syrup. And then I'm trying to think of different ideas that I could do. I don't love this one so much because it's not that strong. Like the almond extract flavor doesn't come through the coffee as much as the vanilla extract does. And even if you add more, I just feel like it's not great, but I mean, it's still not bad. And I'm wondering what this would be like if I froze it. Like, could I make ice cream from this? I don't know. I'm on a tear because I never want to eat good food anymore. I just want to eat sweet stuff. I'm trying to make it good.
Pregnancy.
The nut pods are, it's an almond and coconut creamer, and they do have different flavors. They have original, hazelnut, French vanilla, and caramel.
Oh, caramel. That's a good idea. I wonder if I soak dates with the cashews. This is soaked cashews. I grind up the cashews and then I soak them. I don't soak them first and then grind them. And I soak them in coconut milk. So I'm wondering if I soaked the dates in with this, if I can make a caramel flavor. Yeah. Well, it's a good thing I don't have much energy today. Otherwise, I would be doing this today. I got like 90 minutes of sleep last night. It was awful. So thank you, Silvana. Thank you
I
for
have a
that.
question. I have a question. It's
Hello, I think
Dawn.
that's yours. Let me find your little
Yeah.
swing. There you
Sorry.
are. No, I got you. Go ahead.
Tell me what peanut butter you used because it looked more like really creamy. I
Yeah.
didn't know if you're using that natural peanut butter stuff or yeah.
Yes, this one, let me see if I can do that, is Teddy's. I get this from Stop and Shop. And if I can turn it over and show you, right then, no, you can't really see it. The ingredients is dry roasted peanuts. That's it, just dry roasted peanuts. My husband hates any peanut butter with sugar in it. I'm completely opposite of that, but whatever. If he wants the one without sugar in it, that's what we get. Because I really shouldn't be eating it anyway, so I just use his. And it is
So
really
is that
creamy.
one? Is that one the no sugar? And then I'm sure the dates are what pulls in so much sugar.
Exactly. That's why, like, when I put this in with these, the date makes it so sweet that you can use the 70% chocolate, and you can use like peanut butter with no sugar in it because it really, it's sweet enough. It's really good. So yeah, this is super chunky. So this has the chopped up peanuts in it, and it's really good. But he uses this in his shakes. I don't know how he does that. Fruit, like he makes the heavy metal detox smoothie, and then he adds a bunch of other fruit, and then he adds a scoop of peanut butter. I find that so disgusting. He's like, what? Ew, right? Like, ew. So I've tasted his shakes before, and just picture the heavy metal detox smoothie with peanut butter. That's so gross. I don't know how he does it. That's why I call him the caveman. Like, I don't get it. So this is what I use a lot. This is just sunflower seeds mashed up to look like peanut butter, and it does. It really does look like peanut butter. And it's close. Nothing tastes like peanut butter, but it's close. It will do. And then what my daughter, we always have this in the house. I usually get it from Costco, but they've been out the last couple weeks. Almond butter. And that's usually our staple, like on top of like waffles or whatever, right? Like just almond butter. But, oh, you know what I want to tell you too?
These. I was going to tell you, these candies look freaking amazing. I can't believe it took like 2-3 minutes to make. Oh my gosh.
Right?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. They are so good.
They look awesome.
Can you please make a Reese's though?
You know what?
Please.
Good
Please.
idea.
You know what? I'm going to have to do that today, Janet, because I have the melted chocolate and I have all of this melted chocolate left. And I've always wanted to try that. And you're right. So I think what I'm going to do is you get those muffin tins. I have little tiny muffin tins, and you just line the bottom with the chocolate, let that harden, right? Then the peanut butter, and then more chocolate. Yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
I'm going to blow up. Do you know, can I just tell you, doctor's appointment yesterday, 175.
Wow.
0.6.
Wow.
Yeah. And I'm not due till March 2nd. All right. Okay. So you know what? Let me go over the products one more time since I didn't hit record right away. So if you guys have any questions, shout them out, whatever. I can't see everybody, so don't bother raising your hand. Just start talking. And if you have to go.
Will you list the ingredients and the directions? Because I didn't have sound, so you probably heard me complaining about that or something. I'm sorry, but yeah.
I totally didn't. And yeah, I have a recipe card that I made that I emailed out. If I don't have your email address, just private message me, stick it in a thread, whatever, just get that over to me because I always send out the recipe cards. I shouldn't say always. I try to do it the night before. I did it last night. I got lucky. I was on my game, but eventually I send them out, I should say. But yeah, I listed the ingredients and then what to do. I should probably just post it in the thread, the event thread, when I do the recording, when I post the recording. Okay, I will do that. All right, so let me go over the ingredients again. The medjool dates, and I'm going to tell you, I get most of this stuff from Costco. So these are the medjool dates. You want to get the medjool ones because they're big and they're moist, and you always want to cut them open, take out the pit, and check for black powder. I don't know what that black powder is. Maybe someone can look that up and stick that in the group. Maybe it's really good for you. I don't know. It looks like black mold, like spores. So I don't eat that.
Mold.
All right, then. Go ahead.
It is mold. It's not toxic to humans.
It's not, or it is?
It is not.
Thank you. Who's talking? I've got too many tiles up here. I can't see anyone.
Elizabeth.
Thank you. You're the one who reminded me to record. Thank you so much.
Yes.
And it's not, oh, you wrote that too. I should look at my screen more often. The black powder is mold, but not toxic to humans. Thank you so much. Thank you. That's what I thought, because it looks like it. It's very powdery. Like it's like the spores are, I'm glad you said it wasn't toxic. I bought dates one time from Aldi, and I'm not knocking Aldi because they have a lot of great stuff there, but they were actually live bugs inside the date. Yeah. Yeah, so cut them open. Listen, that's like 1 in like 50 times that I found stuff in the middle of dates. So it doesn't happen all the time, but just know that it does happen. So cut them open. So you got your dates and then your peanut butter. Use whatever butter you want. Peanut butter, sun butter, almond butter. Now for the chocolate, again, you want to use high quality ingredients because like I said before I was reminded to hit record, there are foods that are inflammatory that don't feed the virus. So they're okay to eat because our whole goal here is to kill the virus. You have to starve it. And for anyone who hasn't heard me say this a million times, the smallest amount of gluten, like the size of like, let's say your thumbnail, according to the medical medium and according to my experience with myself, my symptoms back in the day, and of my clients, the smallest bit of gluten is enough to feed the virus so that it proliferates and starts causing you symptoms, right? It has a 6-week lifespan, Epstein-Barr. So when you feed it, even with a crouton, when you feed that virus, that is enough to cause you symptoms. And because it has a 6-week life cycle, you're going to have those symptoms for 6 weeks or longer, because even when the virus dies at like, let's say the 6-week mark, the dead corpse of the virus is still a neurotoxin, and it's still going to cause you symptoms like brain fog, like the creepy crawlies underneath your skin. That's why we have to starve, kill, and detox the virus out every single day. So when we're talking about sugar, you'll see in the group, some people are like, oh, no, you can't eat sugar. You can. It doesn't feed the virus. You don't want to eat it that often because it does inflame your body, and we're trying to bring our inflammation down. But again, revert back to what I said about comfort foods. I'd rather you have some sugar and inflame your body than gluttenize yourself and have to wait 6 to 8 weeks before you start feeling good again. Have the damn sugar, okay? Okay, so the next ingredient was the peanuts. Now, I use a dry roasted unsalted. You don't want it too salty, and because they use like a really shit salt on your, normally the peanuts that you buy. And these are from Aldi. These are not even organic. They're really crappy. But listen, I'm not going food shopping these days. I send my husband. He got what he got. I'm not going to get upset. Get yourself a good peanut. Get it dry roasted. You can't buy raw peanuts, but unsalted, at least for this recipe. They're much better for you. And that's the chocolate. We talked about getting yourself a good quality chocolate. And when you melt it, whether it's in a fancy chocolate melter like this or not, you could use a double boiler, works just as well. Do yourself a favor and add a little coconut oil. This is my big ass coconut oil from Costco. This is what I go through all the time. So this thing I go through, I would say once a month. I know it's a lot, but I use it for everything. I cover myself head to toe in coconut oil, shea butter, and this other mixture of body oils and essential oils and coconut oil. That's going to be February 23rd. We're going to do a whole presentation on essential oils and coconut oil. But I want to tell you the difference. I use a little scoop of this in the chocolate. It makes it nice and smooth. It makes it nice and shiny. So when you're melting your chocolate, add a little bit. I don't know measurements. I don't do measurements. Just go by what looks good. But I want to tell you the difference between coconut oil that is unrefined and organic. My stomach is preventing me from reaching. Hold on. Okay. I can't, when I go to the diner, we go to the diner on Sundays. I can't even sit at the bar anymore. We always sit at the bar for breakfast. Last week, I'm like, I need a table. My ass is spilling over the bar stool. Like, I can't even do this anymore. I'm so big. We're making a joke out of it because I'm gonna lose it. I am. It's gonna be fine. Just gotta say that out loud. All right. So this stuff is unrefined raw coconut oil. It smells like coconut. It tastes like coconut. It's as natural as you can get. This is the stuff that you want to use on your body in your recipes. However, when you are making something that you don't want to taste like coconut, let's say you're frying something, coconut oil has a very high smoke rate. So, and it also doesn't stick to your arteries or your ass. So if you're using any other kind of oil, like an olive oil, it's going to stick to your arteries. It's going to stick to your ass. That's just what it does. This oil is made up of medium chain fatty acids rather than long chain fatty acids. The long chain fatty acids stick to your ass and your arteries because they go through, I don't know, like 9 or something different processes in order for your body to break it down. During that breakdown process is when shit sticks to shit. This gets burned up in one process immediately and gets utilized for energy. Okay, that's why people are so big on MCT oil. That stands for medium chain triglycerides. That's what you want to use. It's going to give you energy. But you don't want all your foods tasting like coconut because that's gross sometimes. So keep in your house a jar of refined coconut oil. This stuff still looks like coconut oil, right? Still looks like coconut oil, but it doesn't smell like it and it doesn't taste like it. So if you wanted to saute up some vegetables, maybe put some fish in a skillet, right? You're going to use your refined stuff so that it doesn't taste like coconut. This is a big deal. Use your good fats. Do we talk about salts? We talked about salts. Use anything but table salt. You want either the pink Himalayan, the sea salt, the kosher salt, a whole food salt. And that's it. Those are your ingredients. Yeah. All right. I got nothing left. I got all the information I wanted to say. I said it. So does anyone have any questions or comments or?
Yes, it's May.
Oh, hello, May.
Hi. Yes.
Hi.
Because I'm there like thinking, okay, this is supposed to be easy because it's only 3 ingredients, but May didn't get it. Well, get it all like up to think. But 3 ingredients, yes, I have, except for the chocolate. So what happens? It's still going to taste great, right? Without the chocolate. That's what I'm thinking. Because I have the medjool here. I have the coconut oil. I did see. Why are we talking about coconut oil with the ingredients? You're putting it?
Just because I add a little bit to the chocolate, the melted chocolate, because it makes it very like glossy. It makes it pretty. That's all.
Okay. So no, I like pretty. I like chocolate, but I missed what you did. So then, yeah, thank you.
Oh, listen here. Look, watch the camera. Take a date, split it open, stick it with, fill it with peanut butter, throw some peanuts in there, smush it back together, drizzle some chocolate or.
Yeah, I have my almond. I'm like, butter. I have that. Like my mouth is like freaking watering while you're doing this. I'm like, okay, I have it right next to me. I have the almond butter in the fridge. I have that. The coconut is right across. So then I have to go gallivanting to get all those. But I'm happy. I'm going to do that like in how long did it take? 3 minutes? I'm going to do that for sure. I'm so excited.
I should have timed myself. 3 minutes. I'm so glad you used the word gallivants because I thought I was the only one. I love that word. Gavone and gallivants. Yeah, you gavone.
Janine, how
Yeah, they're
long did,
really.
how
I
long
did. I
did-
said gavone. Who knows that word?
Yeah. Gallivant?
Who said gavone? Somebody said it. I saw it. No? All right. All right.
No.
Yeah, I think it's an Italian thing.
I just said gallivanting. I didn't say the gavant or whatever you just said. I said
The
gallivant.
gavone. Yeah,
Gallivant.
No, I didn't say that. But yeah, somebody said it. I didn't say that though. I did use
I
the
had to-
gallivant.
If I had to guess who knew what gavone was, yeah, I could already see her shaking her head. She's on mute. She's not unmuting herself. She's just going like this. She's nodding her head. That'd be Janet. She's the other Italian from Jersey.
Oh,
So,
the other
gavone.
Italian like you. Yep.
And she's the one who lives right down the block from me.
Yeah, we all know who the Italian here. So then, yeah, Janet and them, yeah.
Mhm.
And she's the only
nodding my
one
head.
who,
It's
she
not a
curses.
good thing. If anyone calls you a gavone, it is not a good thing. It's like a lower class.
Yeah, ladies,
know,
it's not a good
Gabon.
thing. Janet and Janet.
Not
Okay,
a
I'm just
good thing.
Oh my God, that's funny. All right, guys. So next week, hopefully, if I don't give birth, we'll be
No,
doing
not
the
yet.
chocolate cheesecake.
Sorry.
Not yet. Oh, Arden, did you get a hit? What do you think? When am I going?
There's 2 dates I get. You want to know? It's March 1st or March 9th.
Wow.
Sorry.
Ninth? My God. The 9th, huh? Okay, so the reason why we're putting so much stock in what Arden says is because she knows. I went through 2 rounds of IVF, and during my first round of IVF, I'm like, Arden, what do you think? You think it's going to work this time? And she's like, no, I'm sorry, it's not going to work this time. It's going to work the second time. And she was right. Like, she's spot on with the shit that she knows.
Wow.
So if Arden says I'm not going till March, I'm not going till March.
Oh.
Fuck. All right, what were those 2 dates again? The 2nd and the 9th?
The 1st and the 9th.
1st and the 9th.
But I'll meditate on it. That's just, that's just what flashed in there and I wasn't really thinking about it. So it's probably accurate. But I will contemplate that to see if there's any change.
It's okay. It's okay. I did want a Pisces, and that ensures that I get a Pisces. Man, that's going to be a long month. It's just because I'm just so uncomfortable. I'm just so uncomfortable. I'm not breathing. I'm getting fatter by the minute, literally. Every time I go to the doctor, I've gained like 3 pounds, and I don't even feel like I'm eating that much. I'm just eating a lot of sugar. I passed my gestational diabetes test by like 1 point, so I'm like right there. And I'm 44. I'm too freaking old for this shit. So, all right, fine. We're going to March.
All right, Grandma.
I've reset.
Janine.
Oh God. All right. So, is someone asking me a question?
Yes, I have a question. Off topic.
Who's speaking? Who's your tile?
Elizabeth,
Okay, perfect. There you are.
do you drink alcohol? I mean, not while you're pregnant, but on
No. Excellent question. And I absolutely do. And I can't wait to do it again. And I'm counting down the days, which Arden just, prolonged. But no, I'm also going to be breastfeeding. So it's going to be even longer. However, they make these test strips now where you can test your breast milk to make sure that all of the alcohol has metabolized. But forget me and my pregnancy. For you guys, for alcohol falls under one of those inflammatory things. It's very inflammatory and it inflames the shit out of your body. But you know what? You freaking need it, and it doesn't feed the virus. So, like I said, if I'm going to eat chocolate, I'm going to eat a really good quality chocolate, right? And try to reduce those effects as much as possible. However, I really like wine. So I stay away from the hard alcohol because that's really inflammatory. But every once in a while, yeah, I will make a vodka drink. I will have a Mai Tai. Not a Mai Tai. what's the one with the
Margarita.
oh yeah, I'll have one of those too. That's
Mojito.
not- Thank
Mojito.
you. Thank you. Yes. I'll have all of those, and I'll have it with the gluten-free Tito's. And mostly in the summer, you know, those are my go-to drinks in the summer. And then in the winter, I'll open up a bottle of wine on like a Friday night, because if I don't wait until Friday night, I'll have a glass every freaking night, and that's not good for anybody. It tastes good, but so Friday night, and then by Sunday I'll finish it. But yeah, alcohol doesn't feed the virus. It's just highly inflammatory. So if you're going to do it, make sure you do it right. Make sure it's a good quality alcohol, and you're not getting like that caramel coloring of like some of the amarettos, some of the darker alcohols, they have shit in them. So just make sure that your alcohol is gluten-free. Some people say that all alcohol is gluten-free because the gluten doesn't actually make it through the either distilling process or whatever processes it goes through, but I don't know that for sure. And I don't want to take a chance because I don't know how sensitive I am. So I stick with wine, Cabernet, organic. It's delicious. The brand is Frey. It's $10 a bottle. I'm not fancy, but it is organic. Yeah,
I
and
got
I
a
will be
message.
drinking it one day again. Does that answer your question?
Yes,
I got
it
a
does.
message. I will talk to Jackson because it's his choice. And there is some wiggle room on your birth. So I will talk to him.
Maybe maybe the last week in February, could you negotiate that with the little
Yeah,
shit?
I
That
will.
would be
I
great.
will. I will.
He's already a little shit. It's a term of endearment because my son, who's now 19, he's the little shit. So he's looking forward to passing on that torch. But yeah, Arden, that would be great.
Yeah, I heard there's a little wiggle room. So I will
Okay.
we'll talk
I
about
do
it.
appreciate that. I do appreciate it. Thank you. All right. Well, listen, guys.
Will you list like some of the chocolates you get? Because I never know, like, should I do erythritol or stevia? And then there's lecithin in it. And, you know, I don't know what brands that like you use or recommend. So just
No,
maybe
listen, I get what's on sale. This thing was like, I don't know, $6 for one bar of, and I was like, that's ridiculous. So I get it on sale when it's like 2 for $3 or 2 for $4. That's a splurge. I just look at the ingredients.
What brand is that?
Matacassi. It looks like Matacassi. Can you see that? Let me do.
Yeah.
I'll take a pic. Oh wait, I can do it this way. There. This was at Stop and Shop. Any good dark chocolate, experiment and see what it's and see what it tastes like. But look at the ingredients. You don't want a lot of ingredients. This one has organic cocoa beans, organic cane sugar, organic cocoa butter, organic sunflower lecithin, and that's it.
Okay.
Whereas the cheaper chips, like from Aldi, they have an entire paragraph of ingredients. So keep it simple. Stevia and erythritol, they're all fine. Monk fruit, they're fine. Those are, yes, they're alternatives, but they're natural team. MS or not, never go to aspartame or sucralose or anything in like the diet sodas, never go near them. It causes black holes in your brain and they prevent signals from getting through. So of course for MS, that's even worse, but a human, you know, MS or not, don't go near those sugars.
Right.
But
Okay.
just keep
Thank
it
you.
simple. Yeah, keep it a good quality and experiment with what you like, or just buy what's on sale because that's what I do. All right, well, I can shoot the breeze with you guys all day long. You want me coffee or something?
I already had my tea, so.
I already had my coffee. I think, you know what? I'm going to make tea. I bought, it's over there. You can't see it. It's a lavender. It's a lavender. I don't normally like lavender, but it's mixed with something. I think I'm going to make a cup of that.
Oh, I bet that's
Get in
good.
the yeah. All right, guys, any questions, post in the thread. I'll download this and I'll also post that. So if you want to refer back to our shooting the breeze, you can absolutely do that. Or if you want to hold Arden to the date that she gave me and like prove her right or wrong in a couple weeks, you'll have it.
Mhm.
Okay.
All right. Thanks everyone for joining, and hopefully I'll see your faces again next Thursday. We'll do it again since I'm
Thank
not
you.
going to be in labor. You're welcome.
Bye.
I'll see you guys. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.